Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Happy Tuesday from Dr. IYABO in Atlanta. Hello, everyone. How are you guys doing? Hello, thanks for joining my live. This is Dr. IYABO from Atlanta. I'm on my morning walk before it gets too hot in Atlanta. Yesterday it was like 95 degrees. Atlanta is beautiful. I love living here, but sometimes the summers are too hot. They're really hot and humid, really hot and humid. So today I have my hat, and if you're wondering what it says Turks and Caicos. I got my hat the last time we went Turks and Caicos. So hi everyone. Have you guys exercised today? Have you gone out on your walk today? You know I'm going to remind you, right? You know I'm going to remind you. How's everyone doing today? So if we've never met, my name is Dr. IYABO Webzel. If you're on my live, I'm assuming you already follow me and you already know a lot of the things I do. By the way, can you guys hear me? Let's do a sound check first. Okay? Let's do a sound check first. If you can hear me, please type yes or give me a thumbs up or say hi. We can hear you. So can you guys hear me? I always want to do my sound check before I get too much in the groove of talking. So can you guys hear me? Can you hear? Can somebody tell me if you can hear me? Can you guys hear? Hello, good morning. How's everyone doing today? Can you hear me? Oh, nobody's answering. Maybe you guys can't hear. Can you guys hear me okay? Okay, wonderful. So I just wanted to pop on real quick today to talk about the one consequence of not living in your purpose, okay? We all know that it's very important to live in our purpose. And what is our purpose? In case you don't know what purpose is. Good morning, Dr. Jumoke. In case you don't know what purpose is simply defined as using your God-given gifts to change lives, to make an impact in the world, to solve problems, to help people that God has assigned you to, and in the process also help yourself, right? And I'll define it again. So living in your purpose is using your God-given gifts that obviously God gave you to make impact, to change lives, to solve problems for other people. And in the process, you're also making your life better, right? In the process of helping other people, you're also creating a joyful, fulfilling, financially free, peaceful life for yourself. So living in your purpose should be win-win for everybody. It should be win-win for you and for your family and for everybody around you. And it should be win-win for the people you're helping, okay? And your purpose should never burn you out. Your purpose should never make you feel sad or depressed or just dejected with life. Your purpose should actually make you feel very fulfilled and very joyful, and it should give you money for your daily bread, okay? It shouldn't burn you out. And also you can never ever be terminated. You can never be fired from your purpose, okay? If you're living in your purpose, nobody should be able to fire you from your purpose. You should enjoy it from the day you find it until the day God calls you back home. So this is why it's so important. And it's you'll see how I'm jerking back and forth because I'm walking. Luna, come on. Because I'm walking my grand dog, Luna. Yeah. So, yes, Dr. Jumoke said, God will not give you a purpose you will not enjoy. So, if you're still working a job today, yes. Oh, yeah. You can never be fired from your purpose. Somebody said they love that. Absolutely. You can never, ever, ever be fired from your purpose. So if you're working a job where you're still scared whether they're going to fire you, or how long will you be there, or will you be able to make a living for your family, then that's not your purpose. Okay? Once you find your purpose, nobody can fire you from it. It's going to bring you everlasting joy, everlasting fulfillment, everlasting peace, everlasting money. Okay? I know you guys would like to hear that one. Once you find your purpose, it will bring you everlasting money. Did you hear me? It will. It will. It will bring you everlasting money, everlasting financial freedom, everlasting provision. You'll be helping people and you'll be helping yourself. So it's such a wonderful thing. This is why, our God is such a good God. Our God is such a good God. This is why purpose is so important. And it's so sad that most people can never ever find their purpose, and I always feel so bad for people. Somebody is asking, so can you have purpose but be out of alignment? No. Then that's not your purpose. No. Victorious working mom asked me a question. She said, so can you have purpose but be out of alignment? Absolutely not. Once you find your purpose, you'll always be in alignment. Always be in alignment. Always. So for me, I can give myself as an example. I'm a doctor, like you guys know. I'm a pediatrician. I've been a doctor since the age of 22, 23. And I became a pediatrician because I really love kids. And I started working with somebody for only 9 months after residency. I hated it because I wanted to have my own practice. So I started my practice, and I had my practice. My practice is still existent. That's my first business that I always talk about. So it's been in existence for 19 years. Now, my purpose has been evolving. Obviously, being a doctor was part of my purpose, but not quite exactly, precisely my purpose, right? So being a doctor was my purpose because I was helping people. I was enjoying it, but I started to burn out at some point. I started being out of alignment, like you said. I started to burn out. So I decided to, of course, expand it and hire people to work for me and all of that. So now I have doctors and nurse practitioners working for me. I have a big team of people that I employ. So my purpose started off as being a doctor, but that wasn't my real purpose. So over the years, I have evolved. Then, I started teaching medical students. I loved that. I've taught hundreds, probably thousands of medical students. That was definitely my purpose. So, but over the years, I realized that being a doctor was not my primary purpose. My primary purpose is two things: being a teacher and being a healer. Okay? So even though I started my career life as a doctor, over the years, I was obedient to God. I was listening, feeling in my body what I really, really was enjoying and what other people were also really benefiting from me. So even though I started as a doctor, I believe without any doubt today that my purpose was not. Morning, dear. Morning, Tammy. How are you? I believe today without any doubt that my purpose wasn't being a doctor, but my career started as a doctor. But I have gone from being a doctor and being a teacher and a healer. Okay, are you guys following me? If you're following me, say yes, because I really want to explain this to you properly. So, Sansas, hi there, manifestation code. Hi, Fomi NG, how are you? I'm glowing. Thank you, Tammy. I haven't even taken a shower. I haven't taken a shower. I just thought, because Atlanta is so hot, if you don't catch the temperature at 70s or 80s early in the morning, it's impossible to walk outside, because once it's 10 o'clock, it's blazing hot. So what I did was I got up from bed, I brushed my teeth, I slapped on a big amount of sunscreen. So my black women, don't forget to use your sunscreen. Okay, if you see my face and you're like, oh, she looks young, her skin looks so good, it's because I slap on a lot of sunscreen. My foundation that I use from Lancome also has sunscreen. So please, if you want your skin looking good until you turn 100 years old, please use sunscreen. So yeah, Tammy, I brushed my teeth, I slapped on sunscreen onto my face and my neck. So maybe that's what's making my face shine. It's all the excess sunscreen I have on. So yes, so my purpose has evolved from my career of being a doctor, and over the years I realized that my real purpose was being a teacher and being a healer. Okay? For me, Angie says many women struggle with their purpose, especially with regards to balancing family, work, life, etc. How do you advise they manage this? Okay, so I think you may have joined the live late. So for me, Angie, the reason women struggle with balancing their family, their work life and everything is because they are not living in their purpose. Okay, so the answer to your question is it's because they are not living in their purpose. Once you find your purpose, you will not have all these struggles. You will not have all these struggles. It's because they're doing work that is not aligned with their purpose. Okay, because for me, I'm 52 years old, and like you guys know, I've gone through a divorce. I had 10 years of being a single mom with 2 kids. I've started a practice. I've had a lot of struggles in my life, but if you're still struggling, if you're struggling with your life, you're struggling with balancing, making money, balancing being a wife, a mother, all of that, it's because you're not living in your true purpose. You're doing work that is not quite aligned with your God-given gifts. Okay? Somebody says, find purpose, find life balance. Absolutely true. For me, Angie says, and especially in an African setting that doesn't really encourage women chasing their dreams. Well, this is why all of us that God has called to be leaders and pace setters, we have to keep teaching women that they have to chase their dreams. They have to chase their dreams and not chase men. Okay? Women are experts with chasing men. Women are experts with chasing money from men. Okay? I'm not saying their own money. Women are very skilled at chasing men. They're very skilled at chasing men so that men can be their providers and their banks. But women should adjust that focus and start chasing their own dreams and chasing their own money. Because God has created all of us, men and women, to live in our purpose, to chase our dreams, to use the gifts that He gave us from the day we were born. So, whether African culture taught us something or not, we can reculture ourselves. Okay? So for me, Angie, no matter what it is that the culture says, if you listen to the culture, then that's on you. Okay? If you listen to the culture, that's on you. I've always been somebody who doesn't do the norm. Okay? I don't follow any culture. I don't listen to anybody. I follow the culture of the Bible. That's me. I don't follow any African culture. I don't follow any Nigerian culture. I love my Nigerian culture. Don't get me wrong. And I raised my daughters in the African culture. They love cooking Nigerian food. They love eating Nigerian food. So I raised my kids up to love the Nigerian culture. But I teach them the Bible. I teach them biblical things, and I teach them about how not to rely on a man for everything. So, wow, there are a lot of comments. Let me see. Okay, let me see the comments. Let me see. Most of us are pushed into the medical field. Yes, well, this is why I've been speaking out. Okay, this is why you guys love my platform, because I want to change the culture. I want women to start changing the way they think. I want women to start looking at themselves in a different light. You don't have to be a doctor or a lawyer or an engineer to have a purposeful life. It's not true, okay? There are many, many, many women who are doctors who are miserable in their career, okay? I hope you guys know that. Being a doctor doesn't equal happiness in life. There are many doctors that are miserable, that are burnt out, and even the money they feel they would have gotten from the practice of medicine, they don't even have the money. A lot of doctors are living in debt, okay? I'm a doctor, so I can tell you categorically, a lot of doctors don't have financial freedom. Yes, they earn quite a lot, but they have huge debt, they're burnt out, they're not happy. So for a lot of doctors, that's not even their purpose, okay? So you don't have to be a doctor, lawyer, or engineer to be happy and to be wealthy and to be a millionaire and to be fulfilled. So, this is what my platform is for. I want to break all of those myths and break all that nonsense that we've been taught from when we were young, okay? So you're an adult. Your parents should not push you into anything. You think for yourself. Not that you should disrespect your parents, but you think for yourself. Okay, Velginet says, let me see, I can't read it because it's so bright out here. Let me go into the shade. Velginet says, I did nursing for 16 years and I struggled with it, yes, in my 18 years of marriage and 3 children. Now divorced, I'm gradually getting to know my potentials and who I am. Absolutely, this is the story for most people. And then Gigi Banks says, word, every person must be financially independent and never reliant on their husband or a man. Absolutely. The narrative needs to change now, and our generation must train our kids rightly. Absolutely. So many comments. Gigi Banks says, oh yes, everything about African culture isn't right, so we must sieve before application so we don't get it wrong. Absolutely. Velginet says, oh dear, it's never ever too late to start again. Tammy says, doctors and nurses here in UK are severely burnt out, even here in America. You're doing a great job, ma'am. So many women are struggling with this. Okay, thank you for your comments. Keep them coming. Yes, so, this is it. Nurses are struggling, doctors are struggling, and this is why I believe the pandemic was really, really hard for us, but the pandemic also had many advantages. And I think this is one of the advantages of the pandemic. The pandemic has really, I think with all of us staying home for so long, having time to think, having time to bond with our families, to be around our kids and our husbands. I think the pandemic really, really helped us start to, reprioritize our lives. So with the pandemic, a lot of doctors, a lot of nurses are starting to think like, what am I even doing? Why have I been burning out? So a lot of doctors are starting to rethink the way, to reset. Dr. Jumoke hit the nail on the head. The pandemic forced many people to reset. But the problem is, even though people are resetting, they're still not resetting well. And this is why we need a lot of women leaders like myself, Dr. Jumoke, like Tammy, all these people, all of you on this live. God has called you to live in your purpose and to help people. So the topic that I came to talk about today, there's been so many comments, which I love, by the way. Let me see. Fomi NG says, too many people aren't living in their purpose, so they end up unfulfilled and having regrets. Absolutely. Because most people are living to please their parents, to please their husband. Do you know how many husbands, I'm sorry to say, but there are many, many husbands and boyfriends and fiancés that are responsible for killed dreams in women? Too many. They come to my DM every day. All of the women who come to tell me about how their husband told them that business is a terrible idea. We don't have any money to start a business. That business is rubbish. That coach just wants to take your money. Don't listen to them. I'm telling you, husbands are responsible for many killed dreams, but I don't want to blame the husbands. I want to blame the women. Okay, the onus, the responsibility is not on the husband. The responsibility is on the women who are still acting like children, who cannot make their own decisions. The women who let their husbands kill their dreams. The women who still act like babies, who have to go and ask their husbands and their partners if it is okay for them to live in their purpose. Those are the people I want to blame. Okay, so there are many parents that are responsible for killed dreams and killed purpose in women, but there are also many husbands and many boyfriends that are responsible for killed dreams in women, because we women like to act like children. Okay, I have never, even in my first marriage, Luna, stop it. I have never ever asked my husband for permission for anything. Okay, and this is because of what I grew up around. My mother was an independent woman. Of course, she and my dad had a wonderful marriage, but even in my first marriage, I don't think I ever asked my ex-husband for permission for anything. Like, is it okay to start a practice, or is it okay to take a loan? When I wanted to take the loan, I actually asked my dad. I didn't, my husband and I, my ex-husband and I kind of took the loan kind of together then, but I didn't ask for his permission. I was the one that really, really wanted to start my practice. So I asked my dad. I asked somebody who had experience in starting a business. Why would I want to take advice from my ex-husband when he had never started a business? So women put men on a pedestal. They make their husbands and their boyfriends become their gods. When what you should be doing is opening the Bible and asking God what he asked you to do. If you go and ask your husband, who could already be a controlling man, could already be somebody who wants to be the leader, and I'm not saying men shouldn't be the leader, but in a negative way. Men are not always, especially African men, they are not always, what's it called? They're not always, Luna, stop. They don't always like the idea of us women flourishing and living in our purpose. That doesn't mean he doesn't love you, I guess. But if you go and ask a man who wants to rule over you and doesn't want you to have your own financial independence, you know what he's going to say? He's going to tell you not to do it. So it breaks my heart when I see 30-something-year-old women, 40-something, 50-something-year-old women saying that their husband told them not to start a business, or their husband told them not to do this, not to do that. And I'm thinking, boy, you're an adult. Do you think that if you told your husband not to do some things, he would listen to you? He would tell you to go and sit down there somewhere. So, you have to you have to think about that. If you told your husband, oh, that business is a bad idea, don't start it, or don't do this, don't do that, do you think he would listen? Oh, that would cause chaos in the house. You guys know that would cause chaos in the household. But we do that all the time. So, I have never asked any man, even my husband now, my honey Neil, I make my own decisions. I make my decisions. And then I tell him after the fact. When I was going to start this coaching business, it was 6 months after our marriage. I didn't run it by him like, do you think it's a good idea? Do you think I should start a business? No. I started the plans towards the business, and then I told him, I just said, Neil, you know what? I've started a coaching business, and it's this and it's that, and he was happy for me. So women, there are many things we need to change. Many, many, many things. You are not a child, okay? Lady, you are not a child. So let me see. They don't listen. Let me see. There's a lot of comments. Next time, I'm not going to bring Luna on a walk with me. She's not letting me balance. She's pulling me. Luna, behave. Let me see. And it's getting hot out here. You guys can see me. Okay. So many comments. Okay. Let me see. Okay. Where did I stop off? Yeah, laced with a lot of resentments. This one you just said, it's true. They tell you what to do and how to do it. If they don't listen, they say you aren't submissive. Very sad in this culture. Absolutely. I find it so strange when women do this. Tammy said that. I know, Tammy. Even call them kings. I know. At that one, I'm sorry. My husband is not my king. I am sorry for the women who say that. You can continue saying it from now till eternity. My husband is not my king. I will not. I do have many friends that I love who are in their 50s and they call their husbands their king. I don't agree with it, but I love you anyway, because even if you are fine with it, you are giving a wrong message to younger women. Okay? When you call your husband your king, especially doing it on social media where they're, 18-year-olds, 25-year-olds watching and listening, I just feel it is a disservice to younger women because it portrays the wrong thing for women. So, but I still love you. You know who you are. There are many of you who do so on social media. You call your husbands your kings. I only have one king in life, God. Nobody else is my king but God. Even my father was not my king. Okay? Even my dad, who was my hero, who I love so much, my dad is not my king. I only have one king, God and my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. I don't have any other king. So no man is my king. I'm sorry. I love my husband very much, but he is not my king. So yeah, somebody says, oh yeah, African men can be difficult with this. They can. Huge ego trip. Velginet says some African men can be very controlling, and because as African women, we don't understand forms of abuse. They don't listen even when you are right. Absolutely. Well, yes, I agree. My ex filed for a divorce when he saw I was no longer listening to him. Wow. So he filed for divorce when he saw that you were no longer listening to him, as I was in such a very controlling marriage. Wow. So he could not handle the facts. Wow. Let me see. I know. So, women, I'm so glad that I came live today. I'm glad that I listened to God, because as soon as I woke up from bed, I was like, okay, I'm going to take a walk. And something said to me, go and talk to women about purpose. So I'm glad that I was obedient to that voice that told me to come out today to do this live, because I can see that so many of you are on here and you're so engaged with what I'm saying. So I'm so happy. It's just that it's so bright outside and Luna is pulling me, so I can't really read your comments. I don't think men would love to hear this. They love to be praised. Oh yeah, I know. But you're right, Doctor. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm not saying that you shouldn't praise your husband. I praise my husband. There's nothing wrong with that. I love my husband very much. He's a very, very good man. He's very supportive. He's a good husband. He's a good father. He's a very good stepfather to my daughters. My husband, Neil, is wonderful. He's everything that I prayed for, but I don't call him my king. In fact, I'm sure if I called Neil my king, he would look at me and say, King, I'm not your king, So men who are not power drunk and who don't have low self-esteem, because, if you're a man who absolutely craves to be praised and you absolutely just want to rule over your wife, it means you have low self-esteem. You guys know that, right? That men who are narcissists, men who love to be praised, who love to rule over women, they have low self-esteem. Okay? They have low self-esteem. Men who don't need the praise of people are the ones that have high self-esteem. So I'm very sure if I called my husband king, he would do a double take and look at me and say, King, no, please, just call me your honey. I'm pretty sure my husband would be shocked if I said that. So, if you are in a controlling marriage, you have something to think about. You have some decisions to make. I was in a controlling marriage, actually, not just being controlled by my husband, but being controlled by my ex-stepmother. Okay? What am I saying? Ex-mother-in-law, not stepmother. Mother-in-law. So you can imagine where you're being controlled not only by your husband, but even his mother is controlling you. I was tired. Okay? I was tired. This is why I filed for divorce after 15 years of marriage and after 23 years of being with him. Because we were dating from when I was 17 years old. We got married at 25, and I filed for divorce at 39, just before my 40th birthday. I was tired of being controlled by not only my husband, but also by his mother. I'm like, I have a mother and I have a father as well. They don't control me. Please keep your mother. If you want to marry your mother, now you're free to marry her. I'm out of here. I can't do this anymore. So women, I don't know. Nobody's tying you down or holding you down. If you are in an emotionally abusive, emotionally controlling marriage, it is preventing you from living your purpose. It is preventing you from happiness and joy and fulfillment. You have an important choice to make. That's all I can tell you. I'm not going to tell any woman, go and file for divorce, but if nothing is changing, and especially if it is preventing you from living in your purpose, you have a very important choice to make. Okay, I'm an example for you. I filed for divorce. I was divorced for 10 years, and I still met my soulmate at age 48, and we got married when I was age 50. And my husband was 57 when we got married, and he was divorced too. So it's never too late. I'm going to read the comments in a second, but the topic I came to talk about is what we're talking about now, but I'm going to explain it better now so I can get off and take this dog, Luna, inside because she's dragging me so much. So the one important consequence of not living in your purpose is this. Okay, are you guys ready for the topic of the day? The one important consequence of not living in your purpose is all of those lives that are dependent on your purpose, and you are depriving them of your purpose. Did you guys hear me? It is a huge consequence. It is a very, very, very sad consequence. If you are not living in your purpose, if your husband is blocking you from your purpose, or your parents are blocking you from your purpose, or your friends who are not living in their own purpose are blocking you from your purpose, the important consequence of that is all of those people that God has assigned to you. You in particular, not me, not Tammy, not Dr. Jumoke, not anybody else. It is all those people that God has assigned specifically to you that you should help them with your purpose. That is the important consequence of not living in your purpose. It is such a sad state of affairs. Okay, because now that I'm living in my purpose, that I've been living in my purpose for years, I now understand why it is such a bad thing when people are not living in their purpose. Because all of you who are on this live, who enjoy my platform, who enjoy my teachings, who enjoy my lives, my reels, all of you were assigned to me specifically by God for you to come to my platform. Some of you are meant to just, enjoy my platform, learn from my platform. Some of you are actually meant to be my one-on-one coaching clients. I'm meant to actually teach you on a deeper level because you were also commissioned by God to come and do great things and become a leader. So every day that goes by that you are not living in your purpose, you're depriving hundreds or thousands or maybe 10 people or 5 people or 1 person. It depends. Some of us were put on this earth to serve millions of people. Some of us were put on this earth to serve 10 people who need us. There's somebody out there who is contemplating suicide right now, who depends on you sharing your gifts, you living in your purpose so that they don't commit suicide. There's a woman out there who is suffering, who is crying herself to sleep every day, who doesn't know where to turn to. She doesn't know whether she should file for divorce, because if she files for divorce, she won't have a way to she won't have shelter, she won't have food. But because you are a divorced woman, God has commissioned you to go out and share your story so that you can help people like that. But you're too scared to come onto social media and do reels and do lives. You're too scared to start your business. So all of those lives that God has assigned you to, they are suffering because you are refusing to live in your purpose. Every day that I get messages in my DM with women thanking me, you can't imagine, from women who are pregnant, who are thinking of abortion, and they come to me and I tell them, no way, I'm pro-life, you're keeping that child, you're not performing any abortion, you are not, to the ones who, are not sure whether they should leave their toxic, abusive marriage, and they're depressed. I mean, my DMs are full every day. So imagine, just think for a second, if I didn't accept my purpose from God, if I wasn't using my God-given gifts of being a healer and a teacher, if I didn't wake up this morning and come out and be obedient to God to come and do this live, imagine all of you who are on this live, you wouldn't have been able to share your stories and talk to me. So it is, I can go on and on and on. I can go on and on and on. So if you think that you're not living in your purpose and it's only affecting you and it's only affecting your family, you're wrong. You're wrong. It is affecting so many people that God has assigned to you specifically. And you're refusing to live in your purpose because you think you're too fat, you're too thin, you have an accent, you're not confident enough, you have acne, your hair doesn't look good, you don't this, you don't that, and you keep on hiding. and depriving people who need you to survive. Okay? I'm telling you, it is that important, because every day, every message I get from every woman that I coach, every woman's life that I touch, every message I get from YouTube, from LinkedIn, here from Instagram, I just thank God that he was able to reveal to me what my purpose is. And I'm so thankful to God that I'm obedient and I live it every day. Okay? Look at me this morning now. I don't have any makeup on. I told you guys, I just slapped on sunscreen. I put my hat on to protect me from the sun, and I came out. I haven't even taken a shower. I just brushed my teeth. How many of you can come out without makeup? Oh yes, I have a filter on, but even the filter itself is not even working well. The filter goes in and out. So I've seen myself with no filter on this live. But I don't care, because I have to live my purpose. I have to come out and help women, because God has told me, IYABO, go forth, use the teaching gifts I've given you, use the healing gifts I've given you, and go and use those gifts to help women. Okay? So that is it. Think about it, women. The one consequence of you not being obedient and not living in your purpose is all the lives that you're depriving of the purpose, the gifts that God gave you. And these gifts were given to you by God from the day you were born. So if you still haven't figured out what those gifts are, what that purpose is, that's where I come in. Okay? That's where I come in. So if you're still out there and you're still thinking, oh, I think I need Dr. IYABO's coaching, but I don't have the money, I can't afford it. Well, if you want it badly, you'll find the money. Okay? If you want it badly enough, you will find the money. So that's my topic for today. This live, again, I'm going to post it on my YouTube. I'm not going to be posting my full lives on Instagram anymore. They're going to be on my YouTube. So if you're just joining, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube, Dr. IYABO Webzole. It will be on my YouTube soon, in the next hour or so. I'll post maybe 1-minute clips here and there on Instagram, but the full replay will be on my YouTube. So that's what I came to talk about. If you are not living in your purpose, or you are just too lazy to figure out your purpose, or you are just drowned in the life you're living and you just can't see what your purpose is, then you need my coaching. You need my coaching. I have paid coaches tons of money, and this is why I was able to find my purpose. Okay? It's from paying experts that were able to help me fish out my gifts, fish out my talents, position my talents in my 30s and 40s. That's why you guys can be enjoying all my gifts and talents now. So, if I wasn't obedient then to figure out how to find the money, raise the money to pay people to help me with my purpose, I won't be here today. So guys, that's my topic for the day. You have to start living in your purpose, because once you find your purpose, life will never be the same anymore. You'll never burn out. You'll always be happy, fulfilled, joyful. You'll always have financial freedom. You can never ever be fired from your purpose. Once you find your purpose, you have your purpose forever, for life, everlasting. Nobody can fire you from your purpose. It will bring you money, it will bring you wealth, it will bring you joy, it will bring you peace and fulfillment. So I'm going to find a shaded place now to read your comments, and then I'll be out of here. Okay? I'll be out of here. Let me see. Luna, wait. God bless you. You glow when you live your purpose. Absolutely, you rock. So right. Thank you, ma'am. Wow. Okay. Then one man will come and say, don't live in your purpose. Oh yeah. Anybody that is blocking you from your purpose is not worth it in your life. Okay, guys? Anybody that is blocking you from your purpose, you distance yourself from them. I'm telling you. Oh my God, mother-in-laws can be terrible. Narcissistic traits for men who love to be praised. Yeah. I'm so empowered by your coaching. You look even prettier in sunlight, doctor. Oh, thank you. Well, thank you guys. Thank you all for joining my live. Like I said, the replay will be on my YouTube. Thank you all for watching. And if you still cannot figure out your purpose, you desperately need my coaching. Desperately. So make sure you come to my DM and let's talk. Okay? Bye, guys. I love chatting with you guys. Bye-bye. God bless.